Okay, we are going to start working on probability, which is either going to be Unit 7 or Unit 9, depending upon which class you are in. I want you to first read and look over example 1 and read what it says. You want to make sure that you know what these are and what this is and where it comes from. So once you've read, we're going to talk about that real quick. All right, so let's talk about what the probability comes from. Someone needs to raise their hand and tell me what probability comes from, because there should be two keywords that you're talking about. Okay, hopefully you recognize that the two keywords is outcomes, which is the results, all the possibilities, and the possibility. So those are two things that they're going to say. In this case, it tells you that one color happens out of the 4 outcomes that could happen. So if we look down here, we've got the similar situation. I want to discuss this. The first thing that we're going to discuss is how many outcomes are there. And that goes on the bottom. And then the preferred outcomes, I'm not sure what word they choose to use. Yeah, it does not. I'm going to use the words desired results or desired outcomes would work. So in this case, the outcomes that they have, there's a total of 8, but that may be able to be simplified. So there's a total of 8. And the reason why you need to look at 8 before you simplify is in case they are not equal. Like if there were 3 blues and 1 red and 2 yellows and 2 greens, that's going to be different. Yes, there are definitely 4 colors, but since we have equal sized pieces, we need to include all of the equal sized pieces and simplify at the end. So this will end up being 2 out of 8, but simplified is 1/4. So as you notice, this one up here and this one up here both have ended up as 1/4, but it started as 2 out of 8. And the reason why I'm stressing talking about that is because we need to start with the all numbers of outcomes over the others. So, and you could tell that the book is going to go over that. It says, how would the probability of the pointer landing on a given color change if the spinner had 6 equal size sections with each section a different color? So if there were 6 sections and each one was a different color, let's see if I can do that, then ours would change. We'll do a white by saying there are 6 total outcomes and each color has a likelihood of 1 out of those 6. Now this is what I was trying to explain, is if I changed it, one of them has 2 out of 6, but the rest of them have a different number. But I'm sure we're going to get that. Example 2, go ahead and take a moment and read that. What you are looking for is describing the situation, and some of those situations may require you to think more than what it was. Okay. This one, since there's 2 on one side, that is still just 1/6. This one, a number less than 7. Well, how many of the numbers that we roll is less than 7? If you need to list them, please do so. But all of those will get listed because there are 6 ways out of the 6 ways that will be less than 7. So it is 1, or you might call that 100%. That should be a 6. What is the probability she will roll a number greater than 6? So that will be, let's see, in my numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, are any of them greater than 6? No, none. So your probability will be 0 out of 6. It wants us to try it. You guys go ahead and try it, and I want you to come back and check to see if you're correct. So the probability of rolling 1 out of 11, it's going to happen one time out of the 12 outcomes. What is the probability of rolling a number greater than 5? Well, that would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 ways out of the 12 ways that I will get a number greater than 12. Probability of rolling a number greater than 12 is 0 out of 12. It is impossible. Now we're going to talk about fairness. The probability of the spinner is fair if there is an equal chance. So that is the key word. There has to be an equal chance to land on each letter. The probability of the pointer landing on A is 1, 2 out of the total 6. So this is true. Okay, the probability of B, I'm going to change the color, is 1 out of 6. And the probability, those are all 1 out of 6. So it is more likely that the pointer will land on A than any other spinner. So it is not fair. All right, we can look at the one on the bottom. Is this spinner a fair spinner? Explain why or why not. So this one, this is not fair. And we can tell that because there are totally 10. There are 10 spaces, but the outcomes of each color are different. And like on a test, you'll want to say red is 4 out of 10, which is, we may not even need to go there. Blue is 5 out of 10, and white is 1 out of 10. Can you simplify these? Yes. Do you need to see that it's not fair? No. So this is how we know that it's not fair. So our key concept today should be pretty simple. The probability that something will occur is a value from 0 to 1. Okay, so that means it's going to be a decimal, obviously, which describes its likelihood. You can write a probability as a ratio, such as 1 out of 2, or 1/2, or as a percent. So you need to know that there are 3 different ways to write it. 1 out of 10, or as a fraction, or as a percent. And the closer the value is to 0, they're going to use the words less likely. And then the closer it is to 1, it is more likely. And you should probably notice it says impossible goes with 0 and certain goes with 1, which is 100%. This one in the middle is equally likely, might be a word that they would use. All right, now we're going to do the do you know how. I'm not going to worry about the other ones. It says, Allie is going to select a card from the group of cards shown. Complete each statement. So.
Good morning, everyone. If you are going on the tour, we're going to meet out in the front in just a minute or so. Also, I think my cell phone left me in the parking lot. If anybody picked one up out there, it is mine. Thank you.
Okay, please ignore the announcements, but I do need to list myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 possible outcomes. In our 1s, you get 2 out of 10. In our 2s, you get 1 out of 10. Our 3s, you get 2 out of 10. And our 4s, you get 0 out of 10. Our 5s, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 10. The probability that Allie will select labeled 3 is 2 out of 10, or 20%. Because the probability that each number will be selected is not equal, the group of cards is not fair. It is certain that Allie will select a card labeled with a number less than 6. It is impossible that Allie will select a card labeled 4. Okay, now you are going to have homework, and you are going to look at me or the board, and we will discuss what that is.